herzlich willkommen bei whisky.de, dem Treffpunkt feiner Geister. Und ich bin hier mal in einem ganz anderen Ort. Und zwar geht es heute um die Titanic Distillers. Und die Geschichte der Titanic Distillers fängt eigentlich 2023 erst an. Und zwar hat ein ehemaliger Busfahrer aus Belfast in der Lotterie gewonnen und hat dann gesagt, ja, was mache ich mit dem Geld? Und anstatt das irgendwie auf den Kopf zu hauen oder was auch immer zu machen, hat er gesagt, ja, seit 90 Jahren gibt es hier in der Stadt keine Brennerei und das ist eigentlich nicht gut. Und deswegen hat er sich ein bisschen umgeschaut und hat dann eben die Titanic Distillers gegründet und 23 ist das Ganze dann in Produktion gegangen. Sie durften sogar vorher schon ein bisschen Touristen rumführen, aber wegen der Lizenz und sowas, ich glaube, ja, seit 90 Jahren haben sie keine Lizenz rausgeben müssen, um hier in der Stadt zu brennen. Ja, das hat wohl ein bisschen gedauert. Ja, sie produzieren jetzt eben seit 1,5 Jahren schon. Und jetzt gehen wir mal rein und schauen uns das Ganze mal an. Und zwar im alten Pumpenhaus dieses Trockendocks. Weil ein Trockendock muss ja immer ausgepumpt werden. Und sie haben eben in diesem alten Thompson Trockendock haben sie sich in das Pumphaus einnisten dürfen. Relativ viel Arbeit mit dem Denkmalschutz, obwohl das Gebäude 2001 noch in Betrieb war. Also die Pumpen sind eigentlich gar nicht in so einem schlechten Zustand. Zurzeit produziert die Brennerei 100% gemälzte und 100% nicht getorfte Gerste, aber sie überlegen sich in Zukunft das Ganze noch ein bisschen zu verändern. Sie bekommen ihr Malz schon geschrotet, das heißt, sie müssen da ein bisschen checken, ein bisschen sagen, hey, pass mal auf, wir werden es ein bisschen feiner, ein bisschen gröber und es wird dann über diesen Conveyor Belt, dieses Fließband hier reingebracht. Hier ist ein kleiner Tornado drin, wo es dann mit dem Wasser verwirbelt wird und eine schöne Mischung schon in die Maishtan reingibt. Innerhalb der Maishtan ist es eine sehr moderne Maishtan. Sie hat natürlich Rechen, um das Ganze noch besser zu vermengen. Also der Tornado reicht da nicht immer ganz aus. Außerdem haben sie einen Dampfkessel außenrum, einen Dampfmantel, mit der sie dann die Temperatur innerhalb der Maishtan auch so einstellen können, wie sie es wollen. Und das ist wirklich ein moderner, guter Prozess, bei dem man wirklich das Maximum an Output rausholen kann, ohne dass man irgendwelche Zucker und irgendwas zurücklässt. Was auch noch ein bisschen schwierig ist, ist der Treber. Den Treber müssen Sie in Fässer einfüllen, weil sie einfach hier ein bisschen begrenzt sind vom Platz. Und die Fässer werden dann von dem Bauer abgeholt, der es dann auch wieder an seine Tiere verfüttert. Mit diesem sehr guten, sehr zuckrigen Mash geht es dann weiter in die Fermentation. Die Brennerei hat 6 Washbacks mit jeweils 2500 Litern Volumen und das ist praktisch, weil das ist genau eine Maishtan, die dann auf jeweils eine Washback verteilt wird. Aber die Washbacks sind ein bisschen größer wegen dem Schaum, ne, mit dem Hochblubbern und dann wird das Ganze abgeleitet und CO2 wird auch abgeschieden. Und was interessant ist, sie sind wieder sehr, sehr lange am Fermentieren, 120 Stunden. Ich merke gerade, das ist so ein bisschen das Thema in den neuen, kleineren irischen Brennereien. Die fermentieren sehr, sehr, sehr lange. Also 120 Stunden ist, ich kenne es von den Schotten nur aus einer Brennerei, die ich mich gerade daran erinnern kann. Was auch noch interessant ist, sie haben 2 verschiedene Hefen. Sie haben Distillers Yeast, also die normale Destillationshefe, und dann haben sie noch einmal die Brauerhefe, also Brauereihefe. Und sie machen es nicht so, dass sie in jeden Tank die beide Hefe zusammenwerfen, weil Hefen vertragen sich nicht so gut. Eine Hefe setzt sich immer durch und tötet die andere Hefe. Und das geht relativ schnell. Und deswegen haben sie 5 Washbacks, mit denen sie mit Distilleriehefe arbeiten und einen Washback für die Brauerhefe, um ihnen dann nochmal ein bisschen mehr Geschmack zu geben. Und das Ganze wird wirklich getrennt verarbeitet und erst im Rohbrand wird das Ganze dann wieder im Spirit Safe vereint. Also hier bei der Hefe ist man nicht immer gleich, sondern man hat immer jede 6. oder jede 5. Charge schmeckt dann ganz anders. Die Brennerei hat 3 Brennblasen, alle schön aus Kupfer und von Forsyth, richtig schön, sind aber Mischung aus gedrungen und gerade, also man kann da doch, hat man weniger Reflux als bei den anderen, aber es kommt natürlich immer auf die Brenndauer drauf an und sowas auch noch. Und wir haben natürlich hier eine Dreifachdestillation. Aber Sie haben ja schon gesagt, ja, Sie haben eine Dreifachdestillation, aber Sie sind nicht gebunden an die Dreifachdestillation. Sie machen Ihren Single Malt zurzeit wirklich mit dem traditionell irischen Dreifachdestillation. Aber Sie haben gesagt, ja, warum ist die irische Tradition, dass es eine Dreifachdestillation ist? Es gibt viele, die sagen mit, oh ja, das war ganz früher, ne, wo Sie nur das, was aus der Still ganz am Ende rauskommt, besteuern. Deswegen mussten Sie alle so hochbrennen, dreifach destillieren. Aber tendenziell war es einfach diejenigen, die alles überlebt haben. Die 2 Brennblasen, die Sie im Grunde von 50 bis 80 oder 90 hatten. Die 3 Distillen, die hatten Dreifachdestillation, deswegen war irgendwann irisch Dreifachdestillation. Aber es war nicht so eine riesige Dreifachdestillationstradition. Also Sie sind nicht gebunden dran. Später haben Sie gesagt, machen Sie vielleicht mal noch eine doppelte Destillation. Aber das ist alles noch ein bisschen offen. Da muss man alles ein bisschen ausprobieren, welchen Stil man am Ende haben will und wie das Ganze dann abläuft. Achtung, ich habe dieses Mal nicht die Kapazitäten der Stills, sondern ich habe die Befülllevels. Die Wash Still befüllt man mit 2500 Litern und man kann schon so ein bisschen sehen, das hier ist eine junge Brennerei, die hat sich noch nicht vollständig eingebrannt. Und man sieht hinten die Wash Still, die ist schon sehr dunkel, die ist wahrscheinlich schon ziemlich eingebrannt. Dann haben wir die Intermediate Still, 1500 Liter wird die befüllt. Die ist ein bisschen heller und die hat aber auch sehr interessant, haben wir auch Feinbrandverfahren, also wir haben auch Heads and Tails und dann haben wir noch die Spirit Still am Ende, die ist dann noch mal kleiner mit 1000 Litern, natürlich Feinbrandverfahren mit Heads and Tails und am Ende will man einen schönen, fruchtigen, ja, netten, gentle, haben sie gesagt, soll ihr New Make sein, dass man ihn wirklich nett trinken kann. Auch noch interessant, ich habe hier gesagt, ein bisschen das mit dem Einbrennen. Da sieht man dann, wo es bei der Still besonders heiß ist, denn die Line-Arms sind alle so dunkel wie die Wash Still. Und im Kondensator sieht man auch immer, wie weit ist der Kondensator, wie weit ist das Kupfer unterhalb des Lacks, weil ich gehe schon davon aus, dass sie alle lackiert sind. Fühlt sich auch danach an. Wie weit ist das Kupfer darunter auch schon oxidiert, weil wenn es so heiß ist, dann oxidiert es auch unter diesem hitzebeständigen Lack. Danach kommt alles in den Spirit Receiver und die Fässer werden sogar außerhalb der Still in ihren Warehouses im Norden von England, im Norden von Nordirland an der Küste wird dann gelagert und ich bin mir nicht ganz sicher, ob wir da hinfahren können oder nicht, werden wir mal sehen, aber ich glaube, man sieht vorne auch noch ein paar Fässer. Die Brennerei, wie gesagt, lagert ja alles außerhalb der Brennerei. Die hier sind alle hohl, sie dürfen hier nichts lagern, das ist innerhalb der Stadt. Da kriegt man das versicherungstechnisch nicht wirklich hin. Sie lagern zurzeit in 100% First Fill Ex-Bourbon Casks. Das machen sie deswegen, weil das im Grunde sehr einfach ist und man sich dadurch alle Optionen offen lassen kann. In einem First Fill Ex-Bourbon Cask geht eigentlich nichts schief. In Weinfässern, auch Sherryfässern, kann immer mal irgendwer geschwefelt haben und dann kriegt man wirklich ekelhafte Geschmäcker rein. Und sowas rauszukriegen geht nur mit sehr stark ausgebrannten Fässern und das ist fast nicht möglich oder schlecht möglich und dann muss man umfüllen und dann muss man hier, ganz schlimm. Also sie sagen, wir können nachher immer noch irgendwelche Sherry und sonst was Geschmäcker mit einem Finish reinmachen. Also ist das, was sie jetzt arbeiten, sie füllen alles in First Fill Sherry Fässer ab, in First Fill Bourbon Fässer ab, um dann sich die Option offen zu halten. Finde ich toll. Sie haben aber auch gesagt, das muss nicht immer so sein. Also das machen viele Brennereien, die sagen, wir fallen erstmal alles in Ex-Bourbon-Fässer rein, aber das müssen sie nicht in Zukunft, wenn sie irgendwie mal ihr Port-Still-Rezept rausbringen oder ihren Peated rausbringen, da können sie es vielleicht auch mal irgendwo in Sherry reinmachen. Und ja, das ist eine schöne Geschichte und sie sind nicht bei irgendwelchen Traditionen, es gibt keine 100 Jahre alte Tradition, das ist schon immer so gemacht worden, das muss deswegen immer so gemacht werden, sondern sie haben alle Optionen offen und sie sagen, ja, vielleicht füllen wir später mal irgendwo in Sherryfässer ab oder Weinfässer oder Stoutfässer oder was auch immer. Und ich finde es richtig, richtig toll. Und jetzt probieren wir mal, was es trotzdem so zu probieren gibt, obwohl sie noch keinen gelagerten Whisky haben. Ja, das war's mit der Produktion. Jetzt geht's weiter mit einem kleinen Tasting und Interview. So I'm sitting here with Damien Rafferty. And you've been here at the distillery for 2.5 years, 5 years as a distiller, and 10 years with brewing and malting.
That's right, yeah.
So what did you do with brewing and malting?
So before that, I actually used to be a civil engineer. So I took a career change about 10 years ago because I was passionate about brewing, home brewing, and took a leap of faith and started as a junior brewer in a local brewery. But being from a farming background, I was always interested in the materials, you know, the barley and in that process. And from traveling abroad and different things, I seen, you know, like small craft brewers working with small maltsters, and I thought I would like to bring that into Ireland. So I developed a small maltings and you know, supplied some craft brewers and some small distilleries like Cologne, and yeah, just the love for it just grew from there. And 10 years later, I'm still here. So
did you buy a really big drum, or did you go shoveling?
No, it was all floor malting.
So, floor malting.
Yeah. So it was small batches, so 1 ton batches, spread out on the floor, and yeah, every morning and every evening before going to work, I would turn the barley and turn the malt, and at the weekends I would, you know, killing it. And
like a side business of
yeah,
okay.
So I was doing that in the mornings, and then my day job as a brewer, and then coming home in the evenings, doing it in the evenings.
But that's a good workout, morning and afternoon, like 1 ton of shoveling.
And when it's wet, it's even heavier. So
oh yeah, you have 1 ton of barley and like, I don't know, half a ton of water then.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much for having us at the distillery.
Pleasure.
And so you've prepared a bit of stuff, and one is clear, so I'm really excited. So what are we having today?
So we've got a nice little surprise for you here. So in front of us here is our oldest maturing stock that we have produced here in the distillery. So a little bit of history in the glass there. We're the first distillery in Belfast since Prohibition. In almost 90 years there has been no whisky distilleries in the city limits. So right here is our oldest stock. It's not quite whisky yet, but it's on its way. And then we have our blended product, which is this bottle here. We have a new product that is literally on the bottling line as we speak.
So that's why hence this is actually packaging for this one.
Yes,
so
yeah.
We're missing
this one, but it's on the bottling line as we speak. It's a 5-year-old pot still. And then this expression here won't be released until maybe August, September time. It is an 8-year-old single malt.
And this is not this one here. This is like
no, it'll be similar. Here. Yeah, similar design.
Okay, a lot of like behind the scenes here going on. Yeah. I like it. So you said how many months did you say?
16 months. So that would have been cast in December 23, and then the sample was just pulled about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, this is really a bit of an in between, I would say. Yeah,
so
you do have a lot of new make spirit going on.
So it's still got a lot of our distillery character. So for our new make spirit, we tend to have like a really fruit forward distillate. We use a blend of both distiller's yeast and also brewing yeast to really sort of stand out from the crowd, really. And
got it. Just a smidge of color.
Yes, it has. Yeah, in the bottle sample, it is quite a lot of color. In the glass, it's sort of gone a little pale in the glass.
I like it, but it's really fresh, fruity, with a hint of vanilla, a hint of caramel. So there's a little bit of that bourbon cask going on, but just way less than I would expect from a whiskey. This is a new make still.
Yes, it's technically not whiskey yet. It still needs another 16 months really or more to be 3 years in that cask before we can legally call that Irish whiskey.
Very round. Very round, very gentle. I like it. And fresh, fruity. Apple pear is coming through with a good amount of sweetness. This is a pleasant one to enjoy.
Yeah, we were pretty happy with it so far.
Is it cask strength, or you watered it down?
I watered it down a little bit.
A little bit. Okay, good.
I wanted you to be able to taste the rest.
I like it. So did you say 16 month?
16 months, yeah.
How long are you gonna wait?
This jury's still out on that, but we'd like to hold on to it as long as possible, or whenever the whiskey's ready. So at the moment, our sort of wood policy is that we put everything into AB1s, and then we will do a stock take, see what way things are trending, how the flavour is, and if we need to, we'll add flavours in with finishes.
Nice.
So yeah, we're pretty happy with it. the cask hasn't overwhelmed the spirit, which I'm really happy with. They still get a lot of that distillery character in there, and we hope that will shine through.
But while we wait, I think you have a lot of stuff already brought out
yes.
from other distilleries.
Yes, so we source all of our whiskies from the Great Northern Distillery in Dundalk. So they have a large, broad range of distillates and spirits we can pick and choose from and blend. So this core product here is our blend. So it's 72% grain whiskey and 28% single malt. And then within that, there's 5 different types of cask. So within the grain, we have AB1s, so ex-American bourbons, and we also have new charred oak casks. And then in the single malt, we have 10% peated malt, 15% double distilled, 7-year-old, and then 3% sherry casks.
Is it lightly peated?
10% of it is peated.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was wondering if it was peated or not, but it feels a little bit like licorice, but a little bit like smoky licorice, or something like that.
Some people who are not accustomed to peated whiskies think, oh, it's very peated, but it's not. It's just literally a small ingredient, 10%. So we use it as like an ingredient as opposed to the main predominant flavour.
The thing is, the first few ppms give you the most flavor when you have the difference between, like, let's say 100 and 120. Literally no difference, but difference between 0 and 10 is noticeable.
Yeah.
But it has a lot of cask influence. It has a bit of a, like fermented cherry or some cherries in there as well. Like, it sounds a little bit like Mogerie. I like it.
I suppose personally, I feel like I get a lot of like figs, like dried figs, or like fig jam. And a little bit of honey. But
it's the smokiness in there, yes, with a lot of figs, jams, like a bit of dried fruits in there going on. But the smokiness really kind of comes on like a burnt flavor on the side. Like a bit of a, I don't know,
it's almost like barbecue.
Barbecue sear or something like that.
It's more like sort of like a campfire barbecue aromas rather than the sort of heavier medicinal.
I think I've been to some, I don't know, it was artisan barbecue guy who was like, oh, you need to have it like really, really hot and you have to put it on there and it has to like burn instantly and, and that kind of smoke is in there. That reminds me of that guy. So in terms of the future, obviously you said, like hopefully a bit longer than 5 years for the first bottling, but what can we expect? Like, can we like go for a pot still in the future, or what would you want to do?
We do have plans to produce pot stills in the future. At the moment, we're just trying to lay down quite a bit of single malt for future bottlings. We also are planning on releasing a potching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so potching being traditional white spirit of Ireland. It's I suppose it's similar to like a new unaged new make, really, but with the intention of making it as a potching.
But is a potching, is that actually defined by the law, or is a potching just anything? It is defined?
Yeah, so we have a technical file. So we have a technical file for producing Irish whiskey. These are the rules set out by EU law.
Oh, they are?
Irish, it's the same for Irish potching.
Ah, okay, because I thought like potching is, the definition for potching is no tax.
Yes, well, I suppose before 1997 when it was illicit, it was, there was pretty much no rules, and it was like local people had their way of making it in certain parts of Ireland, and then in different parts of Ireland they had different ways of making it.
But I think you've said potching, is that like grain spirit, or is that other stuff in there as well?
So you can make it with like malt or barley and oats and rye, wheat, or you can make it with potatoes or with whatever substrate you have,
Okay, I think the rules are pretty loose.
Well, they're defined, but they are broad. Yeah.
Broad. Okay, okay. But okay. Doing fruits in the mash tun.
I think it was more like whatever the farmers or the peasants had at hand, they would have made a spirit with it.
Everything that's fermentable.
Exactly. Yeah.
Make our goal out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one you said was what was it? €5.
So we have here now as a 5-year-old pot still. So the mash bill is pretty straightforward. It's 50% malted barley and 50% unmalted barley in the mash. So very straightforward.
Ooh.
So yeah, we're pretty pleased with this one. This is going to sit on the shelf as a core range with our blended here. In 5 years in ex-bourbon casks. There's no finishes. It's very straightforward, and yeah, we're really pleased with it.
Yeah, I hope it will be on the shelves of whiskey.de and whiskey.com when this video
soon.
comes out.
Yeah, very soon. It's literally on the bottling line as we speak.
Yeah. Oh yeah, then probably it will be out with the video. If not, then subscribe to our newsletter to get it. No, but I like it. It's a bit more laid back than the first one, and also it has a little bit of more sweetness, more spiciness to it.
Yeah,
fruitiness is a little bit less, and it doesn't feel as peated as the first one.
Well, there's no peat in it.
There's no peat in it? No. Okay, then yes.
I think some people are getting maybe the char off the casks through.
Yeah, so it literally feels like an unpeated or maybe, cask.
So I suppose like famous examples of pot still whiskey would be the likes of your Redbreast. Sometimes we have to try and educate people that pot still is different from single malt, and this is why. So it can take a little bit of educating.
Beginning very sweet, and comes a good amount of spiciness to it.
Yeah, really on the back of the tongue there. Yeah, it wakes up your taste buds.
But how many ABVs do we have with that?
That is 46.
46, yeah, I was just about to ask. This is not a 41.
No.
This is a hefty one. Also, a lot of more volume. Yeah, obviously with the 46%. I like it. I like it. I think people will like it as well.
Yes, last year at Whisky Live Paris, we had a lot of feedback from like the European market. Really preferred the pot still.
But it doesn't feel like a triple distilled one, is it?
It is triple distilled.
It is triple distilled. Okay. Yeah. Still the spiciness.
Yeah, I suppose that would be the unmalted barley element. Really tends to give that sort of spice, almost like rye type spice, in the back of the throat.
Yeah, a little bit like that, but minus that that pine freshness from the rye.
Yes.
Yeah, minus that.
Less earthiness.
Yeah, less earthiness. It's more of a like baking kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
like a gingerbread or something like that.
I sort of like whenever I'm tasting or sampling whiskey or nosing it, I always refer to food that it reminds me of, and to me it reminds me of like apple pie, like that sort of pastry and with the butteriness, but then also the cloves and stuff with the apple.
Depends on how much cloves and spicy that there are. A lot of apple pies were just sweet, bland, but like old school. Spice.
Specifically my grandmother's, it just reminds me of it whenever she opened take it out of the oven and cut it open. That's the aroma that I get. Just when I first smelt it, that's where it took me to. Yeah,
it's strange. I also have a lot of references of my taste from what I had in childhood. Luckily, you do have more of the grandma's pie. I do have more of the. Oh, this is like the candy then. Yeah. So I've been through these buildings and you're right next to like a big museum with a lot of tourists. Are they coming through a lot of tourists here?
Well, yeah, you can probably hear them downstairs at the moment, getting their coffees and what have you. But yes, we're very fortunate that we do have quite a lot of people coming to visit us here. So we do run 3 types of tours. We have the distillery itself, and then in through the wall there on the actual distillery floor, and behind us the pump house, or sorry, the dock, the graving dock. So we can do a tour of that as well as the distillery.
Going down there?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you can do that separately, you can do it together, or you can do the distillery on its own. So we have a bit of flexibility in our tours.
So, but if there's like summer and they have tons of tourists, is it hard as a distiller to reach that valve, or?
Well, we're quite lucky in that our distillery is an automated distillery. So a lot of the processes are like on the deck below where the tourists would be, but we do be mindful. Like I check in with the tour guides, how many people are coming through and when, so I can make sure nothing goes awry. But no, we pretty considerate that we're not interacting on people's experience when they are here.
Okay.
It's not too loud that they can hear the tour guide and what have you, and I suppose the sights and the smells are like part of why you would come to a distillery. It adds to it.
Yeah, but I'm not quite sure how that will turn out in the future, if there are even more people coming in, more people coming in. You said there are like cruise ships coming in as well?
Yeah, so some of the cruise ships actually just dock just straight across from the water here, so we do get them coming to visit, and yeah, we welcome everybody. You know, we'll work around them, you know, and I think maybe in the summertime we might maybe start the processes a bit earlier in the morning, so that you know, we're not interfering with people.
But you do have a license, and you can do tastings after the tourism.
Yes, that's right. Okay. Yeah, so where we're sitting now, just behind us, we have our tastings. So at the moment, if there's large tour groups, we can split them so that some can do inside the distillery and some can do the tasting, and then they can swap.
Oh yeah, and I think I've seen downstairs a few cocktails as well and stuff.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so
so you're really for everybody's bunch in here.
Yeah, recently we have just started an employee who is like a mixologist, so he literally can go around different bars and stuff and recommend and develop, you know, cocktails based on our offerings, and we have our signature serves here in the distillery and cocktails available. Yeah, it's all part of it.
Okay, really good. So if you're ever in the area, I can highly recommend going in here. I find it very beautiful. You have your distillery really set up, very beautiful, like no pipes going right through the picture you want to take.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. And like when you walk through the doors there into the tour, like right in your right line of sight is the spirit still, so you can see the spirit flowing.
Yeah, that is really brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, the last one was, I think, 8-year-old?
Yes, so this is a product that we're releasing towards the end of summer, August, September time. It is an 8-year-old single malt, again sourced from the Great Northern Distillery. And the makeup of it is 70% is double distilled single malt in AB1s. There's 10% in new charred oak casks, 10% PX sherry, and 10% Oloroso sherry.
Okay, 30% sherry, 20% PX, and I was about to make a comment on that. There must be PX somewhere in there.
Well, 10% PX and 10% Oloroso.
Yeah, but it has a nice sweet flavor to it, but with a lot of berries and cherries. This really feels like, like picking them right from the
If we're going for those like associations with food, to me it's like Black Forest Gateau. You know, it's got those cherries and summer fruits and then chocolate.
Now that you said Black Forest cake for me a bit. I like it. Oh, is this also 46? Because
it is, yeah.
Very, very round.
Yeah.
So this is a double distilled 46. That's good.
Yeah. So, well, actually, the bottling strength will be 43. Just that sample you have is 46.
Ah, okay. Bottling strength would be 43. Oh, maybe even round, because it's really not creamy round, like silky round in my mouth.
Yeah, we did a lot of like experiments and iterations of what ABV worked best, and we found 43 really amplified the sweetness on the nose, and then the biscuit, you know, that sort of biscuit base of like a good single malt should be. I can actually smell it from here.
Yeah, but in my mouth, it's really sweet and nice. So I think this is a bit of a dangerous one when you have when you poured yourself a bit too much and maybe you drink it too fast.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's tasty. I think you can also a little bit identify, and it's a sipping whiskey, but it's really, if you have it on the side, be careful. That's a bit of a, that will probably be a bit of a fast one, I would say.
Yeah, we had a really fun experience like trying to come up with these blends, and I couldn't decide between 3.
Ooh, okay.
And I asked about 30 people on their choice, and it came down to this one and another one. It was like 50-50. So it was a hard decision, but we just ended up with this one.
Okay, I think we're through. So thank you very much.
My pleasure, Dan.
That was really, really lovely here at the place. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, thank you very much for watching. And if you like to find these whiskies, have a look at whisky.com and whisky.de if you live in the Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, Austria, or Switzerland. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you know friends who might be interested in this video, please feel free to share this video with your friends, and see you next time.